Hi, I just wanted to share with you some photos and write-ups that I took during the European Piano Teachers Association conference in early September. So we were given this brochure here, and it was a it was a full program from 10:30 in the morning until 6:30 at night, and it was such a treat, and I learnt so much. I'm pleased that I took my notebook because there was a lot to write about. At the beginning of the program, the conference started with a workshop from Professor Penelope Roskill, and she was discussing about teaching essential piano technique. And it's focused on beginners from grade one and above. And I needed these books for the young for the young children and beginners adults that I'm teaching. So I bought these straight away. In fact, I got them from the South London Music, and I am writing some blogs up here on my website, so you'll be able to see the links to the music shop for South London Music. So Professor Roskill has produced 3 books. One of them is Primer A, the other one's Primer B, and then there's Level 1. Now these focus on producing the correct, a healthy hand posture and arm posture, body posture. A healthy posture so that you are playing the piano with a technique that's going to prevent injuries, and it means you can play longer at the piano without feeling sore and achy, and to avoid getting piano strain. And that's very important, especially when you're just starting out and playing the piano, to get it right from the very beginning. So that was excellent. After that, there was a talk by Graham Humphrey on repertoire for intermediate students, and that was fascinating and very entertaining as well. He has a great sense of humour. And interestingly, a lot of piano teachers are not very fond of some of the popular repertoire that the teenagers or intermediate students might like to have. But of course, we must remember as piano teachers not to force our students to play what we want them to play. We must allow our students to explore and play what they're interested in, play the sort of music that they like to listen to themselves. And a very popular composer at the moment is Ludovico Unradi. I'm probably not saying it correctly, but there is a book here that you can get which has graded pieces. This one is grades 3, grade 4, and grade 5. So that's convenient if you have students playing in the intermediate levels. And then later on, there was a talk by Andrew Higgins, and his title was The Tuanev Notation. That was fascinating. And what he does a lot with his students is he gets them to memorize by rote the keys, the key signatures, the circle of fifths, and he uses a triangle technique for playing the chords and being familiar with them. This is useful not just for playing the piano, but it's useful for doing exams in music theory and GCSEs at school, A-level music, and helps with sight reading as well. Now, another talk was Yulia Chaplina, and she talked about the advanced Russian technique. So this was continuing on the theme that Penelope Roskill started, Professor Roskill, about having a healthy piano technique. And I took some notes from Yulia's workshop too that I'll be sharing in future blog posts. Now, after lunch, there was a talk by Lorenzo Pornic, who studied in Napoli, in Italy. He also talked about injury-free practicing and playing. This again continues on the theme of how to play the piano, how to use your whole arm and body to play effortlessly and prevent injuries, which is vital. Now, in the afternoon, we had a talk by Nancy Litton, and she did some singing exercises for all of us sitting in the conference. She got us up and singing and doing harmonies, and it was great fun. She has produced some books, Nancy Litton, on choral and vocal warm-ups, which are great to use for choirs or anyone who wants to sing. There's exercises that pianists can play on the piano to help the singers to warm up. There's choral and vocal warm-ups, choral and vocal sight singing, which is good practice, and then there were rounds with accompaniment. So I also quickly went to South London Music and got these books so that I can have these for when I'm accompanying singers, which is very, very useful. Now, the European Piano Teachers Association in the UK, they have their own professional membership magazine, and this one's a Piano Professional. And so they gave these out to us at the conference, which is good to get a copy. This one is issue 61 of May 2023, and it talks about how to encourage a growth mindset in students, a lively approach to music theory, artificial intelligence in the world of classical music, and reading columns from Melanie Bowles, Mario 11, and much more. There's also teaching improvisation. So it was a fabulous time at the conference. It was well worth going. I really, really enjoyed it. And it was held at the Royal Academy of Music in London. So I also took the chance to have a wander around the building and enjoy the beautiful statues there and paintings and the instruments that they had. So I hope that you'll enjoy seeing these in the video. Goodbye.